million in cash.
We're on.
Ready? In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. We're here at the African American Male Resource Center with a brother who's doing something that is phenomenal. He is doing classical music live on the south side on the 9-5 at Chicago State University. You are right here in the African American Male Resource Center. I'm going to allow this brother to introduce himself since he's a radio show host and he's a talker himself. So hit it, brother.
My name is PJ. I'm the classical guy on radio. My real name is Ernest Paul Jones, but that's too long, so I like to have fun, so I abbreviated to PJ so you can get to me real quick. I do the radio show here at WCSU I on classical music. It's called Menuzine, and Menuzine is a name that I created back in 1986 for WNUA Radio Smooth Jazz to promote restaurants. Well, now we're promoting classical music. Some restaurants get in there, but it's all talk about women and what they're doing from the boardroom to the classroom.
All right, brother. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start off with where you were born.
I was born in Chicago in the Cabrini Greens, near the Old Town area, 1952, and I was lucky to get out of the Blackstone Peastone Rangers recruitment by going up to Evanston when it was about time for me to come into high school, and people didn't know that there were like 27 different gangs in Evanston itself. With the drug traffic that went with Northwestern University, people assumed that the crime didn't touch the kids up there, but it did. But it wasn't as dangerous as it is here in Chicago. It's a different type of activity, a different type of excitement, and you're able to make a choice in Evanston, whereas in Chicago there is no choice. You either join the gangs or you die. But in any case, that's where I was born, and I learned a lot. I started in the Chicago public school system like everybody else, and I was able to excel when I wanted to, and I used my experiences and my gifts, and here I am today at Chicago State University.
Okay, sir. In respect for the ancestors and our elders, let's talk about the oldest person that you know in your family, and let's come down to your parents.
Okay, well, the oldest person I know in my family is my great-grandfather. He was born in 1845. His name is Solomon. Solomon, Salomon Weems. He's on my mom's side, my mom's grandfather. And Solomon was a slave, born in 1845, just before the end of the Civil War, which is like 1865. He was about 20 years old when the Civil War ended. So he came from Georgia, in a county called Clayton, I believe, and settled in the Crawford County. He married an Indian woman and of the Creek tribe, and after that comes my grandmother, Lavinia Williams, and she is the mother of my mother, Margaret K. Weems. Margaret K. Weems moved to Atlanta. Well, she was originally living in Atlanta. At about age 19, she moved to Chicago, which was 1935, and met my father. They got married. She was one of the first nurses at the Providence Hospital in Cook County, and she's a phenomenal woman. She took care of the sick and indigent persons over the night. From her shift usually was from 7 to 11, 7 in the evening to 11 in the morning. No, excuse me, 11 o'clock in the morning to 7 in the morning. And that made it possible for her to be at home in time for us to go to school every day. And at the end of each school day, she was there at home waiting for us. And things were pretty routine in our family. My dad would come home from work. He owned a upholstery shop in Old Town on the corner of Gothey and Wells Street, which was right around the corner from our home. He would be home in time at 3:30 every day.
What was your address at that time?
1502 North Wells Wheeling Street. And he would be home every day at 3:30 to hear my oldest sister, Andrea, play one particular music song. And I remember to this day. Every note is in my head, memorized. Claire de Lune by Claude Debussy.
What instrument did she play?
She played the piano.
Oh, okay.
And she ended up being a teacher. She just recently retired. And she was one of the people in that march on Washington.
Really?
With Martin Luther King.
Really?
Everybody was there. She was
historic. Were you there?
I was not there. I was too young to go.
Oh, were you at the time?
I believe I must have been about 6.
Okay.
And the march was in, if I'm
How
not
old is
mistaken,
your sister?
63. My sister is, God, how old is Ernest?
Well, that's okay. Women don't want you to tell her anything. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in trouble. Okay, brother. Now, you are on what station?
I'm on iHeart, code word WCSU, usually at 8:30 until 10 in the morning, but my time slot is changing on June the 9th. We'll be going from, I believe Troy Tyler, my boss, is going to have me in from 12 until 2.
Okay. Your boss, Troy Tyler.
Yeah.
What's that like? She's a beautiful woman.
Troy Tyler, you know what? I've tried many times to describe her, and each time I fail because I only go so far. Wonderful, talented,
committed,
unlimited,
dedicated,
with energy. She's dedicated. She's
helpful, kind.
A backup you can't find anywhere. She's better than a police officer's partner.
Much prettier than Herb Kent, but that's her boss, so she's got to obey.
I'm not going to say anything about Herb Kent.
I said she's much prettier than Herb Kent.
I'm not going to say nothing about Herb Kent. Let me tell you about the first time I met Herb Kent. It was in 1991. I was in Evanston, and Art Norman brought me down to meet all the journalists in Chicago at the NABJ meetings, which were at NBC TV. And we used to hang out all the places. Art and John Davis and the Rat Pack, we would go all over Chicago. Well, one day Herb was spinning records at the 50-yard line, and the place was packed. I walked into the 50-yard line by myself, no Art Norman or nothing, but Art Norman seemed to have put the word out that I was in town. And as soon as I walked in, Herb Kent put the spotlight on me, said I was a perpetrator. He says we got some wannabes in the area, and it was on. From then on, I stayed away from Herb Kent because he's dangerous.
Yeah.
Everybody in the place.
The cool gent.
Yeah, he is definitely that.
A legend in his own time.
Oh, man, he is awesome.
We love him.
Oh, yeah, we do.
It's popping, Herb. You hear this, right? Okay, we got a book coming up on you, brother. We're going to do a book on the brother in the next 30 minutes if he allows us to, right here in the African American Male Resource Center. And the brother does classical music. I think we're going to call this book, If Beethoven Was on the South Side, what would that be like?
Man. Well,
I heard Beethoven was a black man. Can you elaborate on that?
Beethoven is very black.
Okay.
Matter of fact, the reason why he's such a phenomenal composer is because he was a minority and he knew it. And people treated him like a minority. He had a big nose. He had dark skin. And the reason why he had these traits is because his parents were from Spain and Morocco.
Okay.
And Moroccans are, of course, as you know, in the African continent. And Spain is also, they have a tendency to have family members who are of the olive-colored skin complexion for being so close to the African continent. And so his genes are very, very black and very minority-oriented. And he had to struggle with that all his life. And the way he did it, he fought the struggle, fought the battle, is he composed more music, more successful music than any composer. I think by the time he died, he had more than 600 pieces that were found.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that it's all the pieces that he created, because
Okay.
we find that there are some people's creations are found, and then some of the composers who find this, they'll alter it and take it and use it as their own.
All right, my brother, we ran into a little time constraint here, and what we're going to say right now is good afternoon, everyone, and we will be hearing from my brother again. You see, he's very knowledgeable, so we're going to hear from him on video, as we're doing now, and we're going to hear from him in many different books. We'll have an introductory book talking about Brother Beethoven and other great blacks in classical music, because there's a popular perception that that is not black music, and I found out by listening to Hidden Colors that that is just not true. I'm going to let my brother elaborate on that, and we're going to close.
Yeah, black music is all music. All music is black music. The drum was the first instrument and sound in the entire universe. It was created by a black person. If you'll think about it for a second, Stone Age people never cleaned up, so they had to be covered with dirt. Therefore, they were black. And the sun was not protecting their skin, so it again caused them to be black. So their pigmentations had to be able to deal with the environment, and so the only person that could deal with this environment as the world was evolving is black.
All right, so there you
In
have
the
it.
beginning.
We will be hearing from this brother again. State your name for the record again, brother.
My name is Ernest Paul Jones, but all my friends call me PJ.
And if I'm not mistaken, they can reach you on the telephone at 773-995, what is it?
2828. Call me during the show and make a selection. Make a selection.
And the first show will be again?
June the 9th.
All right. Now, that's my uncle's birthday, so hey, man.
Hey, have him
We
call
definitely
in.
gonna
I'll
have this
play
brother
my
come
favorite.
back.
Is he?
Right. Well, he's deceased, but
Oh.
maybe we'll do something in his honor. His name
No.
is Walter Henry Tribble.
Walter Henry Tribble. I'm going to ancestry.com.
That was my mother's oldest brother.
Is that right?
June the 9th.
Right,
Brother, another brother, knowledgeable, gave me a lot of history. But anyway, we got to go.
Okay.
This is the African American Male Resource Center.
Really
You're
enjoyed
speaking with, oh, yes, sir, we enjoyed you too.
Right.
Speaking with myself, Senator Dan Edward Knight Sr. Look for my book on createspace.com in the e-store, and we will talk to you later.
All right.